regarding the Kane sale again, obviously massive player in Harry Kane leaving Tottenham Hotspur. Do Spurs need to make a marquee signing from now until the end of the window to really caveat that Kane move? Or do you reckon maybe Ange doesn't even need a marquee signing and he can work with, I don't even know what a marquee signing means these days anymore, to be honest. But the question is, do Spurs need a marquee signing, HG?
In my opinion, no. But I suspect I'm the only one who feels that way. Like a marquee signing is just someone that lots of fans have heard of, right?
Yeah.
None of us really knew who Vicario was.
And costs a lot of money.
Well, yeah, but okay, costs a lot of money. I mean, I don't know. I don't think it's necessary, right? Like we've signed Vicario, who most people had never heard of. We've signed Villiers, who almost no one had heard of, really. Van der Ven, how many people have been watching?
His own mother doesn't even know him.
Yeah, we are signing players that are like Maddison is the marquee signing this year, and of course you'd love to add him into a team that already has Harry Kane, right? That's the idea. You get someone in who's going to improve things. He's our marquee signing. I'm still amazed we got him. Genuinely amazed that Maddison chose to join Spurs, but no, if we get a centre back that people have heard of and it makes them feel better about things, then great. Let's do that. But I'd rather have the right centre-half. That, to me, is the most important thing.
Yeah, I mean, you would have said last season was Richarlison a marquee signing? Does that fall under the category of marquee signing? Like, who are we linked with this year that could be a marquee signing? Is Eze a marquee signing?
I would say he probably is.
Eze is a marquee signing, yeah.
Yeah, I would say he probably is. If we were linked with Lautaro Martinez yesterday, if we would somehow pull that off, that would be like a marquee signing, I guess. I wouldn't say, I would agree. I wouldn't say we need one, but I do think, though, there is kind of the fact that we sold Kane. I know there is still a lot of positivity around going into the season. I'm very positive about Ange and going to the season, but Kane has gone, and there is a bit of a void in terms of star quality in the squad. Now, that can be overcome with younger players with high potential that Ange can get the best out of, and as fans, we know that. But I do also think if things would start going wrong, like this season, like quickly, like the board is going to come under a lot of pressure if we don't make. If we don't, I'm not saying we should, but I'm saying if we don't make a big signing, we don't really utilize that Kane money for like a big player. And I think that the board are going to come under a lot of pressure for selling Kane and basically not replacing him if things start to go wrong at some point.
Yeah,
if they spend like 100 million on Martinez, they can say, "Look, we bought Martinez for 100 million. Like, what more can we do?" But basically. But I don't think we need to.
What's the last marquee signing we've actually made that's paid off? Like, what is it, Klinsmann or something? Like, who's the last marquee signing that we've made that's actually done well for us, like as much as we expected?
Never, probably.
I don't know, man. I look at it. I think Van de Ven's a marquee signing as well. I wanted him. Liverpool wanted him for ages. Like, he's a brilliant player. He's probably going to be our captain in maybe 2 seasons' time. Like, I think he'll really turn into a marquee signing. But as in what you're talking about, and what actually really does affect big clubs. I'd say Bissouma's a marquee signing as well. I said it biz by mistake there. I meant business. But what does affect big teams is, from a brand point of view and from like selling shirts, from a business point of view, from getting people to watch, tune in. Obviously, Son's our biggest player. He's probably one of the biggest players on the planet. So the right thing might have been, if you were going to sell Kane, is to have this brand packaging backup plan where you just go and get a Vlahovic or you get a Tony because they're big names and then you make them even bigger. Right, like there could be. So I'm surprised that our club doesn't think marketing wise. We just concentrating on these stupid outer business plans, but don't really think about actually the business of football. Like young kids getting into Spurs because of Harry Kane or Lineker. You need names. You need people to come and want to watch football, right? So I think the other problem you have is that we're in a situation where we're trying to get rid of all these players. We can't, for the life of us, get rid of the trash we don't want. But so to try and get more players in, strangely, we're going to now try push out Lo Celso, who's a great player. We're going to push out Højbjerg, who's a great player. We're kind of pushing out the door potential marquee type players. Our Spurs don't like Lo Celso, but the rest of the world thinks he's one of the world's best players. We just hate him for some reason. I've never seen him play that bad. but for some reason, Spurs fans hate him. I think
it's all about that corner at Everton. That's why everyone hates him.
I genuinely think he's incredible. I would have been starting him with Maddison, Lo Celso, and Bissouma every game. I don't know why you wouldn't want to score more goals. Don't know why you wouldn't want to use someone like that. But we're going to get rid of him. We're going to get rid of Højbjerg, and we're going to be left with, Maddison's going to play every game. Surely going to get injured. No one to cover him. You're going to have Skip, Sarr, and Bissouma, because until Benton comes back, so look at our midfield. What are we doing? What are we doing? So, if you're going to get rid of Højbjerg and Lo Celso, you better bring in someone who's really good and someone who's used to the pressure. So you kind of you're forced a little bit to go for a marquee centre back. That's why you should have got a Kessie. That's why you should have been looking at a Locatelli and all these other players who were strong, who could kind of do a bit of work. If you're going to get rid of Lo Celso, then you should be looking at someone you should have went and got Scott. Scott was someone you could have built as a big brand over the years. He's a Spurs boy. You would have sold so many shirts straight off the back. Give him the shirt he wants and just let him come in and be the next Dele. So I see it as I wouldn't say we need a mark. We don't Ange. I do have. This is where it's more the positive side of it is I do have faith in Ange. I do. He is a football brain. He's got this sorted, right? So the window could close, and I do think he's got what he needs to have a decent season. But as in the games I'm looking at that I want to go to, bring family members to, the things I want to talk about, is there stuff that really attracts me to look forward to going and seeing how we're going to attack and play up front? I don't think we have the striker. I don't think we have really, if one or two injuries, I think we're dead at the back. We're already dead at the back. How crazy is this? We're dead at the back. We've got one game in, and it's going to be Van de Ven and Sanchez. It's kind of crazy. I think we needed to do more in the window. Marquee or not, it's just just go in and
Is Romero definitely out for United?
I think he is.
Definitely, but probably
Not definitely. I thought it was.
Isn't there some? I mean, again, I don't know this. Isn't there some idea that because we filled out the wrong form, it therefore doesn't count as a concussion, and so it actually helps us? If he'd been concussed and subbed as a concussed, then he may have to miss the next game. But because officially it wasn't a concussion, we can play him if we want to. I don't know the ins and outs. I think it would be surprising if he doesn't play. I suspect he will play. And I think everyone will just forget about the whole concussion thing. It will be he's fit, we go.
Is it confirmed that he was concussed, though?
No, I mean, the only way they can confirm it is if the doctor comes out and says it, or we make it a concussion sub. Then it's somehow official. If that concussion sub didn't happen, then it's up to Spurs now. And it's up to Spurs if they want to announce that he's concussed and he can't play, then that will be our decision. And maybe Ange will do that. Maybe he will be honest about it. But
I think he will.
I think Romero will play. Whether it was decided as a concussion or whatever, I do think Romero will play.
I think that Ange will follow the protocols 100% on this one. I don't think managers want to take any risks on these kind of things anymore, to be honest. And I think if it came back that showed he was concussed, then I don't think he plays, to be honest. I really don't. And I think Ange will follow the exact protocols it is to see if he plays or not.